Welcome, friends. We are your hosts, Sandy and Wade, baby best friends turned husband and wife and business partners.
This podcast is for the dreamers, the movers and shakers, and those who seek to attract their dream life.
Strap in. Getting magnetic in 3, 2, 1.
Like attracts like. If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way.
This moment in time, this is your time to rise.
Can you believe it's end of September? So as we come up on the very end of 2021, there's about 90 days left of this year. And you've heard me say this before, but how you end anything is how you start something new, right? How you end an hour, how you end a day, how you end a week, how you end a month, how you end a quarter, how you end a year. So it's like, gosh, how do I want to end 2021? How do I want to propel into 2022? One of our companies that we have, 90 Day Habits, was specifically born out of a pain point that Wade and I had. We realized there was nothing on the market for network marketers to help us stay organized. What are our daily dues? How do I have clarity and focus and track my income producing activities? So over a year ago, we launched 90 Day Habits. And what this is, it's a journal, it's a tool, it's a guide, it's a workbook to help you track your daily dues. We chunk it down into 60 minutes of focus per day. So originally, when we first launched it, we launched it through the publisher attached to Amazon. And we recently came up with an updated hardcover spiral bound version. We waited 5 months for it to get here, and it arrived yesterday. So if you want to get your hands on this brand new version, we have a very, very limited quantity just due to inventory. If you want to get the brand new version of the journal, you can grab that on our website at 90dayhabits.co. We also have a brand new product. It's the very first ever 90 Day Habits Planner. It's the only planner made by network marketers for network marketers, and it's for 90 days. So you can go ahead and grab this bundle of both the journal and the planner to end your 2021 strong.
Oh, we've got a good one today. It's Wade. I'm solo in the studio today, but I'm excited for this one. We're going to get into a little story time. And oh man, I got chills thinking about this one. The premise of today's show is that every successful person in their life at one point or another has jumped. They've jumped. And what do I mean by that? They were standing on the edge of a cliff, hypothetically, and they had a hunch, an intuition, a calling, a gut feeling, a thought, an idea to pursue something, to pursue their passion, to pursue their gift. I think we are all endowed with at least one gift, our way to serve the world, and they're all different things, and that's what makes the world so special and humanity so beautiful, is that we all have different gifts. But every successful person has jumped because they realize to pursue their calling, to pursue what they feel like they were meant for, they've got to spread their wings, they've got to fly. But to first fly, you got to stand on the edge of the cliff and you got to jump. And now I want to take it to my story. You guys have heard some of this, especially those of you that have been here since the beginning. Shout out to all the OG Getting Magnetic listeners out there. One of the first episodes, Sandy and I got into, I think it was the second episode, our journey into entrepreneurship. And a little background, just quick, high-level overview on me. I grew up thinking success was go to school, get good grades to get into a good college, get good grades there so you could get into the interview room and you could get a good job and you climb the corporate ladder until you make 6 figures and you're successful once you make 6 figures. And that's what I saw. That's what was around me. And so that's what I set out to do. And I realized, years into my career that I had done what I had set out to do. And I was like, this is that place, that definition of success for me that I had predefined for myself. Like, now I'm here. I'm not necessarily fulfilled or happy or purpose driven or like I've made it. And obviously we've never made it in any endeavor, but it wasn't that fulfillment I was seeking. And I started to think, well, what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my life? Because right now I'm just building someone else's ladder. I'm checking in, I'm clocking into work Monday through Friday, working long hours, for a fixed income, pretty much, more or less. And is this it? Is this all for me? Like, I'm not really impacting the world. I'm just kind of at my job doing my thing to pay my bills and live the life kind of that I'm living. And life is meant to live. Life is meant to live where you wake up and you feel an alignment. You feel an energy, a vibration towards life that you're excited about. You're excited about the future. You're excited to work for it. You're grateful for the present moment. It's not meant to just get by, to pay the bills, to, wait for the weekend. And I realized that's what I was doing. So then I started to think, what do I want to do? And that's a whole nother story, whole nother journey. But I really landed on like, gosh, I want to help other people. I want to help other people live better lives. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I'm passionate about health and wellness and fitness and business and basically helping people like live an awesome life. What does that look like? I came to realize that was like a coach, maybe like a life coach or lifestyle coach. So I started to look into that. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Met a mentor, locked up with him. Locked up. I don't know if that was the right word. Linked up with him. But like, I like what you do. I'm not even sure what this coaching business is, but I want to do it. And that was the first jump, right? But it wasn't a complete leap. It wasn't a complete jump, but it was like, okay. I had made a decision like, I'm not going to stay where I'm at. Our life changes when we make decisions. And what I've heard, I love this quote: leaders make quick decisions, then they work to make them the right one. It takes them a long time to change their mind. They adapt, but once they make a decision, they see it through. Whereas most people, they'll make a decision, and once it gets a little hard or there's a little resistance, they'll make a totally different decision. They'll just keep switching decisions until their life's just like, gosh, I'm running in circles and back in the same place. But I had made a decision to basically leave corporate America and go and build something of my own. Now, I wasn't just going to leave before I had any clue what I was going to do, but I was going to start taking those steps. So I hired a mentor, got coached by him to basically duplicate what he was doing. Now, in that time, and I've shared this story, Sandy found what I truly believe was her calling and what now is our calling, because it was the network marketing business we work in. And she had gone through a healthy living journey and was like, oh my gosh, I have to bless other people with this. There's a business opportunity attached to this. I can help other people live and lead healthier lives, but I can also help other people believe in themselves, build community, network, build their people skills, leverage their impact. Like, heck yeah, let's ride, and ran with it. And I ended up joining her because I realized, I want to help people with their health. I want to help people live better lives. I want to empower people. I want to be around people. I want to build community and networks. I want to leverage my impact. That was the biggest thing. I started working with people one-on-one, but realized I needed to leverage my impact. Helping a half dozen to a dozen people a month is awesome. Helping hundreds or thousands or millions of people a month, it feels even cooler. And we haven't helped millions of people in a month yet, but hey, one day, right? One day. Today's day one. We're working towards it. So in that, I'm in between a rock and a hard place. Not really. I guess a good decision to make. I have this safe, secure, high-paying, 6-figure finance job. And then I have this, side hustle that I've started to work on, started to build, started to think about more and more, started to attract resources into my life, started to build this on the side. And I was, transparent. I told my company, hey, I know we have this big project. We're raising a fund. At the end of this, I'm going to leave. I'm going to walk away. I'm doing my own thing. And after hours, right now, I'm building a business. And they were like, yeah, cool. All good. Yeah, just don't leave. You got to stay through the end of this project. I said, okay, all good. There was a certain level of loyalty there. And Sandy and I started to work together, and we started to build this business on the side, our network marketing business. And I became more and more passionate about it. And I'm bringing this all comes back full circle to jumping, right? We all have opportunities in our life, and it's up to us to follow them because we have an opportunity to go chase it. I'm going to go chase this opportunity. I'm going to jump. I'm a fly, or we get opportunities to stop too, just as much, probably more. Hey, here's your opportunity to rest, to stop, to quit. We get those opportunities all the time. So which opportunities are we seeking? So we're building our business. It's fun. It's busy. I'm waking up at 5. I'm going to my demanding finance job, which was on East Coast hours. So we were like working by 6 a.m. And, I'd get done late afternoon, we say 4 or so. And I would go straight into meetings and events and calls and building, the other business. And it was a wild season. But guess what? Life's all about seasons. And if you want change, for things to change, you got to make a change. If you want different, you got to be willing to move different. I realized this was a season. It wasn't going to be forever, but I had to work like most people wouldn't to have what most people don't, right? And started to do that. It got crazy. And Sandy and I recorded an opportunity video. We were so passionate about what we had to offer. We recorded this video and she put it on LinkedIn. And she was like, hey, I would love to get the engagement up. Will you like my post on LinkedIn, our opportunity video? I said, yeah, sure. Didn't know how LinkedIn worked. Meanwhile, I'm still in my finance job. And I go to like the post and it blows out to my entire network, my Wall Street, finance, lawyers, everyone I was connected to and everyone they were connected to. And all of a sudden, the next morning, this LinkedIn video is on my boss's desk. Now, they all knew that I was building a business. They didn't know what. They didn't ask. So when they saw this, they see this me super passionate, like 1 foot, maybe 2 feet out the door on this other business I'm building. And they were like, what is this? I'm getting this sent to us by our investors, by everyone. Like, I didn't know that was going to happen, but hey, it happened. And I'm there like, oh my gosh, I got to explain myself. So they're calling me and they're like, hey, this is official. We have to go on record. HR, we have to terminate you. You by laws, like your contract, you can't be working other businesses. Now they knew I was, so we went off the record after, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? And they're like, sorry, we literally have to do this. Our investors now, everyone saw it. We have to make this move, and it's effective immediately. And I'm like, whoa, like trying to defend and explain myself. And like by the end of the conversation, they're like, oh my gosh, okay, I totally get it. It's all good, but know that we have to do this. This is of everyone's best interest. And I was like, okay, here we go. And I was shocked. I remember getting off the phone and I think Sandy was like, did you just get fired? And I was like, yeah, which was shocking to me because I was writing my way out, right? I was coming up on a couple more months and I was going to finish out the long project and leave and, leave on my own terms. But all of a sudden I get the rug pulled out from under me. And that put my back against the wall. Like we just went from a 2-income comfortable family to 1 income to I go from an employee to a full-blown entrepreneur overnight. And that's like, whoa. And so coming back to standing on the edge of the cliff, I had been creeping up towards the edge of the cliff, wanting to fly, but not there yet. I had 1 foot, off the cliff and 1 foot still on because my finance job was safe. It was comfortable. There was benefits. I had a bonus coming. All the reasons I actually had pitched a part-time, schedule go forward so I could work on both careers. And I didn't jump. I didn't jump on my own. But guess what? They pushed me off the cliff. And you know what? Sometimes you're going to get to the edge and you're willingly going to jump off the cliff. And sometimes you're going to get pushed. You're going to be forced off. And then what happens? Do you immediately fly? Do you soar? No. You're falling. You're free falling. There's moments of shock. You're scared shitless. You're literally in a free fall. Like, how am I going to do this? What am I doing? How do I gain control? You're going to hit rocks on the way down. You're going to tumble. You're going to get some bumps and bruises and cuts that might end up being scars, might not. But guess what? You're going to keep falling. You're eventually going to, hit that top speed, right? I forget what it's called. And you're going to feel like you're kind of floating a little bit. Like, whoa, okay. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do this. And then guess what? Your wings start to spread. You stay committed to it, to the jump. Both feet are out the door. You have jumped, you have burned the ships, and you're free falling. But eventually you stay committed and your wings start to spread. And they start to open up. You start to get some wind in your sail, some wind under your wings, and eventually you start to fly. But it all comes back to you don't fly with your feet on the ground, with 1 foot in the door. You don't fly when you're standing on the edge of the cliff. You need to jump off the cliff, or you need to be forced off like I was. And guess what? Having my back against the wall, falling and tumbling down that cliff and getting beaten up and bruised on the way down, I had to learn fast. But guess what? I had no other option. There was no option but to fly. I couldn't just go back to my job. That was gone. And it forced me to level up. It forced me to be like, it's go time. And I think that was the opportunity, right? You have an opportunity to go back to what's safe. I could have just started applying to jobs and interviewing and trying to go find something safe. Or I could have been like, you know what? I'm going to stick with this free fall because I believe I'm eventually going to fly, and you got to do that. I feel like I saw a Christopher Columbus quote the other day, and it was like, you don't cross the ocean until you lose sight of land. You can't look back and be like, oh, well, guess what? I could always go back there. Actually, wow, this reminds me. I was talking to one of my good friends the other day. Great example of this. And he's looking at potential career pivots, career changes. And he was like, the good thing is my current job, I have a 2-year leeway. So I could go try something else for 2 years and I can always go back. And I was like, that's pretty awesome. But you know what? If you leave that door open, it makes it really easy to go back. You don't have a do or die, a must do mentality going into your new opportunity. You have that door open that's always in the back of your mind that you always see, and you're like, hey, I could go back. You know, if you're asking me, I think you got to burn the ship. If you're going to go another route, make it so you have to succeed in it, because every successful person at one point or another has jumped. And those people you see flying along, living that good life, right? Living that lifestyle freedom, driving the new cars, every few years, going on vacation, traveling all the time. On a random Tuesday at like 1 p.m, they're at a pool, maybe working or playing or doing whatever they're doing. They got the beachfront home. Those people, they jumped. They hit the rocks on the way down, and now they're flying. And guess what? I'm sure when you start flying like that, there's a whole nother set of problems and issues, but that's life. That's what makes it, right? That's what makes us. That's what makes our resolve. That's what builds our character. So I want you to ask yourself, if you're listening, if you're still here with me, have you jumped? What do you feel like your gift is? What is your purpose or passion or calling? Is it the opportunity right in front of you? Are you already aware of it? And if it is, have you jumped? Or do you have one foot in the door and one like, I'll give this a try, but good thing is, I have my job. So if it doesn't work, it's totally fine. I'll be in the same place. That's not how successful people think, right? No one built this amazing empire of impact all over the world of, impacting millions of people and probably making millions of dollars doing so. No one built that by saying, you know what? I have a job, and if it doesn't work out, it's fine. I'm safe right now. I'm secure. No. You think Elon Musk was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to push paper as an accountant until, I build Tesla. No. Elon Musk every time he receives huge payouts from PayPal and everything, he invests it in like SpaceX or Tesla or whatever, and he's all of a sudden broke again, like living on a buddy's couch. This was back when he started Tesla or SpaceX, and like investing millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars and living and renting and living on couches. Like Elon Musk jumps, Jeff Bezos jumps, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, they jumped, Tom Brady, they jumped, they went all in. They put 2 feet in. They said, let's go. I have no other choice but to do this. So if I leave you with anything today, I want you to ask yourself, have I jumped? If not, I think you have to lower your expectations. If you have high expectations for yourself and you believe you can do it, you have to jump. That's a wrap. That's all I got today. We'll see you guys Friday. Only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible.
So remember, you are magnetic.